The next level, the professional quest. The graduation cap was tucked away, replaced by a crisp collar and a commuter pass. Tony stood in front of his new apartment's mirror, adjusting his tie. The transition from student to professional felt like starting a new game on the hardest difficulty setting. His resume was no longer a sheet of paper. It was his character sheet, and he was eager to fill it with real-world experience. His first job at a marketing firm felt like a massive open-world map with no quest markers. The office hummed with a different frequency than the library. Instead of 25-minute quests, he now faced 8-hour campaigns. The temptation to retreat into the comfort of a digital world after a stressful day was strong, but Tony kept his red mechanical timer on his office desk as a reminder of his discipline. Tony's project lead was Alara, a woman whose efficiency was legendary. She didn't just manage deadlines. She optimized workflows like a pro gamer speedrunning a level. During their first one-on-one meeting, Tony shared his strategy of micro-goals. Alara nodded, her eyes sharpening with interest. She saw the same drive in Tony that had once fueled his late-night raids, now redirected toward professional excellence. The fog of war set in when Tony was assigned his first major client presentation. The data was overwhelming, and the stakes felt higher than any boss battle he had ever faced. Late one evening, Alara found him staring at a blank slide. She didn't offer the answers. Instead, she offered a perspective. Break the boss into phases, Tony. You can't win the whole fight in one turn. Tony realized that self-improvement required maintaining his stamina bar. He began meal prepping on Sundays, treating his nutrition like a buff to his cognitive stats. He replaced the sugary energy drinks of his past with a reusable water bottle and green tea. Each evening, instead of mindlessly scrolling or playing until dawn, he dedicated an hour to reading industry journals, leveling up his knowledge base. Tony lived his life through a controller. His new apartment was his home base. He kept it meticulously organized, knowing that a cluttered environment led to a cluttered mind. On his bookshelf, next to his old biology textbooks, were new volumes on leadership and personal finance. He had created a space that supported the person he was becoming, rather than the person he used to be. Alara invited Tony to a networking mixer. For the old Tony, this would have been an impossible level, but he viewed it now as a social XP opportunity. He practiced his pitch, focusing on listening as much as speaking. He watched Alara navigate the room with grace, realizing that building a professional network was just like building a guild. It was about finding the right people to help you tackle bigger challenges. The day of the big presentation arrived. Standing in front of the board members, Tony felt a familiar rush of adrenaline. But instead of panic, he felt prepared. He visualized the presentation as a scripted event he had practiced 100 times. He spoke with the confidence of someone who had mastered his UI, presenting the data with clarity and precision. After the presentation, Alara caught up with him in the hallway. "Top-tier performance, Tony," she said, offering a high five. "The client is impressed. You've just unlocked a new set of responsibilities." Tony felt a surge of genuine accomplishment. It wasn't just about the praise, it was about the proof that his system worked. He was no longer just a player in the game, he was becoming a strategist. That night, Tony sat on his balcony, looking out at the city lights. He still enjoyed a game now and then, but the thrill of his real life far outweighed any virtual quest. He understood now that life wasn't about reaching a final level. It was about the continuous process of upgrading and evolving. He was ready for the next patch, the next expansion, and every challenge that lay ahead in the vast, unscripted world.